Okay, welcome to the Commercial Gas Engineer channel. Part 2 of servicing boiler. So we are checking this boiler in high fire now. In my previous video you would have seen me go through testing the boiler in low fire and a few other tips. So I'm going to wait for it to stabilize before it goes out on overheat. Lovely flame picture inside there. And hear the fan speed dropping down there. In a service, it's good to give your fan a clean with some compressed air to take your fan apart, but you can only do that if you have the seals on you, so the various seals, especially your seals to get inside the burner here. If you go into these burners, it's good to replace the seals. It's also good to follow the manufacturer's instructions and do what it says here. At the annual service, the condensate collector must be checked on pollution and cleaned if necessary. So that's inside here. Down here we're going to clean out the condensate trap. Okay, I'm going to turn off my boiler. I'm carrying out a local tightness test. Got my gauge attached, so it's attached for doing a working pressure test and also for doing a tightness test. It's good practice to do a working pressure test on these models. If possible to do a burner pressure test, but on this unit I can't do a burner pressure test, so I'm taking a working pressure test. At the moment though, I'm doing a tightness test. Okay, I'm satisfied that my tightness test is good. Back on. Check out this flue I'm testing. I said in my previous video, make sure that you move gas pipes and flues to see how much movement there is on it. Look at this flue. Too much movement for my liking, so I'm going to put that in my report. Okay, just cleaning up my condensate trap. These always get bunged up with muck, so it's good to open them up and clean them, and remember to replenish the water. That's very important. Okay, we've got our condensate trap back on. Turn your analyzer off when you're not using it to save the battery, or just switch it down to menu so that the pump's not running. And yeah, keep rechargeables on you and so on so that you don't run out, and more than one printer paper, keep loads. Okay, currently I am taking out my electrodes. Going to give them a clean. I do not have new electrodes on me for this service, but ideally when you're carrying out annual servicing, it is good to replace the probes, the ignition and ionization probes. Ensure that you put any screws, nuts, bolts, etc. in one place where you're not going to lose them. You want everything going back into the boiler as you found it. I'm preaching to myself here. Everything I'm telling you are things that I try to remind myself of as well. Okay, so these are my igniters. Check the gap in between your igniters. So get a tape measure out if you have to, and check the distance between it and make it right. Also, sometimes you can also check the distance between how close it should be to the burner. You don't want it too close nor too far away. Make sure that your what's the name of this, your gasket is in good condition when you put it back, that it's not damaged, this gasket here. Okay, I'm going to use my file and give the probes a little gentle, remember gentle, not rough, a little gentle file. We don't want to break any probes, especially as we don't have any spare ones, so we just want to give it a gentle clean. Okay, now so we've got our ignition electrodes back in, we've got those connected. Make sure the wires are going back up to the spark generator well, so those are back in now. Okay, we have our ionization probe here, which we're going to also give a light clean with our file. Ideal to change these on your annual service. Okay, that's back in. So just a quick reminder to ensure that you follow the manufacturer's instructions, contact gas safe if need be, follow your training and the current guidelines. Remember, this is just a video of me showing you how I carry out a service. Ensure that you do your own due diligence. I have made another video before this as part 1. This is part 2, so please check that one out as well. Ensure that you check your manufacturer's guidelines for adjusting your high and low. Underneath here you can make an adjustment, and also underneath here you can make adjustments with your Allen keys according to what the manufacturers want their CO2 to be. Do a visual check of your appliance, check for your clearances, that should be there, and remember to check your fags, your flue, your air, your gas, your safety devices, you know, your 26.9 checks. Alright, thank you for joining me. Until next time, bye.